welcome to 13 and 1 super special Christmas edition. Yes, it is a special Christmas edition because as you can see, we have two very special Christmas guests. And again, there they are, Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Thank you for coming. And just
ho ho ho.
Hello, Mrs. Claus. How are you?
Fine.
Good. Just so everybody knows, this is 13 and 1, the talk show that's like a game show, but there are no prizes. So, but you guys got a lot of toys, so you're okay.
We're loaded. We're good on prizes.
We're good on toys.
You're good.
Did you interview?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you been naughty or nice?
I've been plenty of both. Plenty of both.
I already got the info. Just seeing if you were truthful.
Yeah, exactly. Just depends on what day it is. So anyway, I'm Francis, and I'm gonna be I'm the host of this here show, and I'm gonna ask you some questions, just because everybody knows who you are, but do we really know who you are? So just to kind of get in depth, first of all, Mr. and Mrs. Claus, where'd you meet? How'd you get together?
Oh.
Well, I was looking for some new reindeer, and this herder also had a daughter, and so I bartered for her.
I see. So what exactly did you barter? What did you barter in exchange for Mrs. Claus?
Okay, well, I'm going to be truthful here.
Sure, and I would expect nothing less from
It might be different than what she thought, but Fireball.
Yeah, well, that's a good fair trade. That's a fair trade. That is a fair trade.
It's good to stay warm.
Yes. Now, Mrs. Claus, did you grow up in the North Pole area?
Yes, we were on the west side of the North Pole.
I see. So that makes you a red Santa stocking fan or a white Santa stocking fan?
Oh, definitely red.
Oh, okay.
We're still working on that. I'm from the south side. It's definitely white.
Okay, well, that's good. So that was question number 2 already. We're flying through these, Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Let me ask you another thing, Santa. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about this. Everybody always wants to know, how do you deliver all those toys in one night? How do you do it?
Jeff Bezos.
I'm not surprised.
He was our head elf for years. Years.
Then he went rogue.
Well,
But it seems like you've made up now.
yeah, he had to go his own way.
Sometimes they leave the nest.
Sure.
Sad. It's always sad though.
So elves do integrate in our society. Then this is so we have people who were former elves that are now in our culture here in the Western world, right?
I'll just say Jeff Sessions.
Oh, good.
We don't claim him anymore.
I see. Well, okay, that's good to know. So you've decided to. How do you decide who is naughty and who is nice? That's question number 4. What is the cutoff?
Well, we have Bill Gates for that and 5G. I mean, we've upgraded.
Sure,
Yes.
sure.
I mean, it used to be a pencil and pen
Yes.
thing, and I mean, I spent a lot of time away from home checking on people and spying in their windows. But then as security cameras got better, that was a little rougher for me. So we found a new way. Speaking of which, hon, if you would grab that up there, the elf hat
Oh, sure.
and what's underneath.
Oh, sure. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So first of all, Francis, depending on how, and I realize it's green and fading away, but we did get you a hat, hoping you would join the fold. Also, I have to tell you that the report has come back, so right now you're working on the bag of coal.
Yikes.
We're hoping you might switch that.
I have time, right?
You still have days. And we also got a cup to join us later on if we have some Christmas cheer.
I always have.
Oh, you have your own cup.
I already have Christmas cheer, but I appreciate that. When you give away so much of your stuff, I mean, where does the money come from? Where does the money come from, and where does the stuff come from? That's
Well,
question 4.
all right. Well, the stuff again has been rebalanced. I mean, we used to make it all here. Now some is made in-house by our current staff, and Amazon Prime, amazing what we can do with that. As far as where we get the cash, yard sales.
Oh, wow. I mean, so the rumors of Chinese industrial labor are not true.
No. We do have some elves on that side of town. I call the world the town, because we service all of them. But yes, we do have some Chinese elves.
So something else, let me just jump in here if you wouldn't mind, that we picked up from former Elf Bezos is that we now have distribution centers throughout the world to get things to people much quicker.
I was not in favor. I thought it would be too much work, but they made it work.
So does that free up a lot of time? What I used to know is you work one day, maybe 2 out of 365. Now, what are you down to, like 12 hours?
You know what it has allowed me to do, and yes, we have whittled down the time, and I don't know if your viewers can see, but this is a picture of me back in the day.
Right, yeah, I see that. I see that.
So I have joined Anytime Fitness, so I can work out at any time, and I'm trying to get my way back to that old body.
Right, sure.
I mean, the nice thing.
You're looking good, Santa. I mean, looks like you can bench press 2 or 3 Christmas sleighs.
Why, thank you. That is very kind of you.
Sure.
But now that Jeff, Mr. Bezos, our favorite elf, has started Amazon Pharmacology,
right?
I'm thinking I might be able to get some supplemental help.
Shh! Don't put that on the internet.
Well,
maybe you can cut that part.
Yeah, sure. We got that. Mrs. Claus. Okay, so Mr. Claus, Santa, was pretty famous already before the two of you met.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of thrust into the limelight here as well. How has being Mrs. Claus changed you?
Well, I feel like I just have tons and tons of children. And I feel like I'll never get old because they just keep coming.
Right.
And
You know
the
what?
better they are, the more I love them.
You know what surprised me actually is the amount of people you have surrounding you that work for you. All the managers, it took me 4 phone calls, a Zoom conference call, a couple of letters just to meet with your assistant. So I am surprised how many layers of bureaucracy you've added to Christmas.
It's called security. We had so many young people getting lost in the North Pole trying to find us.
Oh,
We would spend half of our reindeer time was finding lost children. So it really was not productive.
right.
So that's the reason that we had to go with security.
Santa, if I may reference the documentary entitled Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I mean, have you come to grips with the fact that we're intrinsically, I don't know how to put it, just a chauvinist to red-nosed reindeers?
You know, I'm a new man. I'm looking through new eyes now, and I will admit to that. And I mean that hashtag red noses really was hurtful to me.
Sure.
But I did watch one of your earlier shows, and you had one of our Vixen, by way,
Sure.
on your show, and I think through that I've shown that I've changed, that I've learned from my past mistakes.
Okay, well, good. Good. I just want, again, it's one of those issues that's out there, and I think we need to address it. And another issue I don't think anybody has really gone into is you promised Santa, if I can just be so bold here, is that you promised that the land of misfit toys would be given to good boys and girls, but I have not seen one misfit toy since the Rudolph documentary given away to a child. What do you have to say about that, Santa?
Well, I'm going to blame Disney because they took all those along with the videos finally, like the Charlie Brown that they finally agreed to let other people see.
Sure.
So that's mostly on Disney, and we don't call them misfit anymore.
No.
They're challenged. All right, and other than that, I found that I can employ them here. Where when I had actually, I'm gonna just be honest with you, we did have a little bit of an elf strike,
It was just a little one.
and the challenge toys stepped in and took over.
So they were scabs.
I didn't want to go there, but
No.
I'm not going to argue that with you.
They were looking for
The children
work.
are more important.
It was get the job done, is what I said. Also brought those elves back at a lower rate.
Oh, that's good. That's why you're a proud supporter of the Republican National Convention, right, Santa? That's
I mean, it's not on your screen, and we may move, but we do have the little Trump desk here in front of us in honor of your views. And I mean, I'm going to say it outright. I had the union bus, so yes, I've turned Republican.
yeah. Well, it all depends on what side of the table you're on.
That is correct.
So Santa and Mrs. Claus. Okay, so you've been together now more than 250 years.
Oh, it seems like yesterday.
How do you keep, for those of us that have been married a little less than that, how do you keep it fresh? How do you keep the fires burning?
All right. Well, number one, here's a picture of Mrs. Claus when we first met.
Right.
And if I close my eyes, I can always go back there. So with that chauvinistic point of view is one way. The other is we enjoy each other's hobbies.
What are your hobbies, by the way, then? What do you...
Baking, needlepoint, decorating with tinsel, and then just a little bit of snow art.
And Santa, do you have any hobbies as well? I mean...
Well, we've already mentioned my new found joy of working out again.
Right, sure.
There's big game hunting, corporate takeovers,
Sure. Those
and expanding my brand, which is really important to me.
Peace out. I understand that. When you expand your brand, is it trying to get into new countries, into new markets? Where does Santa Claus Inc. plan to go in the future?
We're all over the world, son.
Right. So how do you expand more than that? I mean, are we
Well-
talking intergalactic? Are we talking...
There are other universes for
Well,
us to explore.
The previous space launch that was not totally NASA, that was done by Elon Musk. Well, I partnered with him to take some of my product out there to start some new fronts.
Just to see if we can find a few more letters from out there,
Sure. Because if you don't expand, you die.
Correct.
I believe that's what the Roman Empire proved us. That's
And even though I'm trying to work hand in hand with Mr. Bezos, his one-day delivery has really put a crunch on me.
Well,
Sure.
it was inspired by you, so take it as a compliment.
Originally my idea, which he reworked and I'm going to have to say perfected.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about another one of your documentaries where you had a run-in with the Burgermeister Meisterburger. How is that relationship now? Are you still enemies with the Burgermeister Meisterburger?
I think he's found his place. I mean, it involved a beatdown, but me and my platoon of elves went over. We tried to discuss it peacefully. The Burgermeister still wanted to get a little rough and try to infringe. Sure. And I mean, we just, we settled it mano a mano.
Right. That's probably why you were, back in the day a little more, big. Because you had to deal with some strong-arm tactics like the Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Oh, yeah. Toys R Us and some other things like that.
I mean,
and
now,
we know what happened to them, right?
Right. I was just going to say that was, there's the, what you hear of on Wall Street, and then behind closed doors on Wall Street, what we heard about how the Toys R Us was a hostile takeover by Santa's workshop.
That's true. What I would say is that Santa works in the alleys instead of on Main Street.
Right. Now, in all the years that you've been doing this, and do you go to each home, or do you have like, I don't know, elves do it for you? Maybe Junior Santa Men? What do you do?
Oh, no, Junior Santa Man. Santa does it all.
Wow. So,
Theoretically, I mean, we talked about me expanding to my satellite sites, and I mean, I'm a little too old to get them all. I used to get them all with the help of Mrs. Claus. I mean, she was there side by side with me much of the time. But we do now have some Santa, let's call them helpers, that do some of the deliveries for me. But it's very, we have a very hard process. They must be approved by Mrs. Claus as meeting all the qualifications of this Santa.
right. Now, Mrs. Claus,
Yes, sir.
Santa goes out to deliver the toys. Do you ever get maybe a little suspicious, a little jealous, wondering, hey, is Santa taking his time a little bit too long?
Oh, no, 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 no. Santa would never, 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 never. I would cut a Santa.
Well, I do recall that you had a nice collection of stiletto heels.
I do for numerous reasons.
I can see that. I can see that. Well, I think we've flown through so many questions. I haven't lost count, but I just have a couple of more and we'll get done. Mrs. Claus, do you have a favorite reindeer?
Oh, Rudolph has been my favorite for years and years and years because of his ability to overcome his handicap
Sure.
and to utilize it for good. I mean, he just stepped right up and offered Santa. He didn't even ask to be head reindeer. He just knew he was needed, and I love that. But I'll tell you, Vixen has been coming in running a close number one to Rudolph just because she's so intelligent. And honestly, I think it's the day of the woman now. I think it's
that's true.
time. It's time.
Um,
I'm going to place Vixen at number one now.
Interesting. Now, Santa, for you, you've delivered a lot of toys. You've seen a lot of fads come and go. The hula hoop, the pet rock. What is your favorite Christmas toy? And what is your least favorite Christmas toy?
Favorite toy of all time?
Sure.
The yo-yo. I have learned so many tricks. I see kids across the nation mesmerized, and it's so easy to carry with you and use in so many different ways. In fact, when I took it out to Australia, they used it as a weapon. They've used it to hunt in some countries.
Sure.
And it's one of those things, if you treat it right, it'll always come back to you.
Sure.
Least favorite toy? Them goddamn Legos.
Ooh, yes.
I mean, sometimes you go even with boots on.
Right.
It hurts to step on a Lego.
He's had plenty of Lego accidents that I've had to take care of when he came back.
Yeah, I'm sure. Where's the strangest place you've ever found a Lego?
Oh, the emergency room.
And Santa, I have a couple other questions. Is it true that maybe at some point you had let yourself go and you did get stuck in a fireplace? Is that true?
Sadly, that has happened. I'm glad that it happened before we had phones with cameras, because I'm sure it would have went viral.
Yes. Oh.
But it was one of those motivational forces to get back in the gym. And thanks to the reindeer for being able to pull me out after I was once harnessed to them. But I still have some scars. Would you like to see them?
No.
Okay.
Santa, I have one final question. Then you get to ask me a question, or Mrs. Claus, or both of you can ask one question. My final question is this: when I was 11 years old, I asked for a Stretch Armstrong, and I didn't get it. Do you know why?
I remember that well. You know why. Tell him.
If you remember all the lawsuits with the Stretch Armstrong from it snapping and hitting people, I looked at the list and I was like, Francis is on the good boy list this year. I know he wants one, but I need to protect his health. So out of safety, I switched that for a Barbie doll for you.
Oh, okay. So that's why I got beat up at school that January.
Well, you were supposed to learn from Barbie how to be nice to women.
I'll work on that.
Okay.
There may be some other lessons there we need to talk about, maybe off camera.
Sure. So that was 13 questions. It's got to be 13 questions. I don't know. I just got the Christmas spirit. I think I got the Christmas spirit all over my chair, and I got to know from you guys if you have a question for me.
I will defer to Mrs. Claus first, and then I do have one when she's done.
My question to you is, what gives you the best memory of your mama?
My best memory of my mother during Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Well, I think it would be the year I got a Christmas present around Easter. Because she didn't realize, she forgot where she put it.
Oh.
And she gave it to me in about March or April.
Oh, that's delightful. What a sweet mother you have.
She was a peach.
Okay, Francis, I have one for you because I still feel bad about the Stretch Armstrong thing, and
Sure, you should.
my bad. I should have thought about the Barbie thing ahead, but
Sure.
neglected
It did teach me a lot about anatomy, in a way.
Okay. Not something Mrs. Claus wants to hear.
Well, I did take her clothes off.
Yeah, but that gave you a false sense of what was going to be there on when you finally did that with a woman live. Okay, we'll move on.
Alrighty.
And since I feel remorse over that, I want to jump you to the front of the list.
Sure.
And what can I get you this Christmas?
Wow. Well, I would say a COVID vaccine, but I'm going to get one probably before then. Oh yeah, Fireball. I think that what I would want for Christmas is I could be selfish, Santa, and I could say a winning Powerball ticket, $2 million in cash.
I'm not a genie.
Okay. A PS5 is that? But I don't even want one of those. I don't want one.
What?
I don't play video games.
Oh,
Hey,
alright.
PS5, out of his bag.
Yeah, no, you can give it to me. I'll just resell it on eBay.
Too late now. I'm sorry.
Dang it. What I would want for Christmas is a nice pair of jeans that fit just right.
Oh.
Would you like to give me the measurements here, or would you rather just put that in the chat for me?
I'll put that in a secure send email.
I understand.
So, Santa, thank you so much for coming here, and Mrs. Claus as well. This has been great. Another fun and exciting episode of 13 and 1. We've had Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and you know what? We're going to break the fourth wall right now. We're going to introduce Ron and Lisa Zaney. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
Hello.
Lisa, both Ron and Lisa have appeared on episodes of 13 and 1 before, and I dragged them into this, and so I appreciate them doing this episode. And Lisa will be appearing soon. We have to work out our Christmas Eve Italiano
Alrighty.
episode. And so we're going to work that out too. But again, thank you so much, Ron. Lisa, thank you so much for the episode.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
I love all the work you've done on Santa's workshop there. I can't even tell what is real and what's not.
That's the magic of Santa.
It's what you do when you have retirement time.
Someday maybe I'll know what that's like. So there you go. Thank you so much, Ron, Lisa. Thanks, Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Thank you. Thank you very much for being on.
It was our pleasure.